I'm back with another 3x1 lanyard for you. It's called the Chevron Lanyard, and of course, because it's a 3x1, it's in the advanced category. This is gonna look like a billion strands, but it's not. It's just 4. I just have them bent at their centers right now, and they're all gonna be the same length as well. The Chevron Lanyard kind of follows a slightly similar kind of process as the spiral lanyard. It has the same shape, and you can kind of see the similarities in it other than the amount of strands that you use and the fact that all the strands need to be the same length, but also the pattern is kind of interesting. And these stitches are stitches that we've done before, but not really. So I'll show you that now. So let's start. Like I said before, all your strands need to be the same length to make this lanyard. And actually, we're gonna start this lanyard off with a swirl starting stitch. So let's do that. Let's start with the orange because the orange is cool. I want this in the middle. So take whatever color you want in the middle and drop that on the middle of your finger. You're going to take your strand behind your finger and you're going to bring that over and around to make a loop and a strand, and on the back you have a loop and a strand. I'm going to take the next color I want, which is the purple that you kind of see peeking out here, and I'm going to drop that on the right of what I just did. Now you're going to put your thumb over the top and you're going to take your strand in the front of the new strand you just dropped and bring that behind your first strand and bring that over to make a loop and a strand. On the back you have a loop and a strand. Now you're going to take your third color, I'm going to use green, and you're going to drop that on the far left of what you just did. So what you're going to do is you're going to close your 2 fingers here, and you're going to hold this on the front. You're going to take your front strand of the new strand you just dropped. For me, that's green, obviously. And you're going to bring that behind these 2 front strands, and you're going to hold the whole project down with your left hand. You're going to push this back, and you're going to pinch it with your pinky, and you're going to bring that over to make a loop and a strand, and on the back you have a loop and a strand. You can push this together a little bit if you want, because now we're going to connect it all together with our final piece. So you're just going to take your final piece, mine is blue, and it should come as no surprise that you're just going to run it under all 6 parts. And as you can see, I have a loop and a strand, loop, strand, loop, strand. On the back, loop, strand, loop, strand, loop, strand. And the key thing about the swirl starting stitch is that if you were to split it down the middle, the color patterns are basically an exact mirror image of each other. So regardless of whether it's a loop or a strand, your color pattern should be symmetrical. So let's run this under. And once you've got it through, you can take the 2 ends and make sure they're together and pull on the lanyard or on that strand you're using to reach the center. Just like that. And of course, should come as no surprise, we're gonna take the strand on the left and go over and under to the right. If you want that to stay in place, you want to pull this up a little. And that's over, and that's under. And we're going to pull that through. and this kind of got out of place, so you can stretch this out if it's too confusing for you. You're going to do the same thing on the bottom, but from right to left, obviously. Make sure you remember your color pattern, because when you're holding it, strands love to like slip around on you. Both oranges touch each other, and the purple is on the outside of that. See, like even when I put it back, it just doesn't always want to stay. So regardless of if they're moving or not or staying, make sure you remember your color pattern that you made. And there we go. And make sure that's not twisted either. Come on. There you go. So yeah, you should have something like this. And once you do, and you've made sure that everything is in the right spot, you can go ahead and pull it off your finger and tighten it up. So you have that on the back. You have some pretty big areas for you to attach a key ring or like a hook or whatever you want. So if you want to do that, now's your time. Go ahead and do that. But now we're going to start making some stitches. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I zoomed in a little bit more for this because this step is very important to remember, and you need to see what I'm doing so that you can do this as well. So you can see that my long piece, even though these are all the same length, is the blue. And you can see that the strand on the left is a top strand and the strand on the right is a bottom strand. And normally with a swirl stitch, you take the sides and do the same thing, because diagonal stitches, whenever you make them, whatever strand is on the top stays on that side and whatever at the bottom stays on that side. But we're going to do something different. We're going to take, slightly similar to a swirl stitch, you're going to take your two like side pieces that are at the top and bottom, and you're going to bring them down. But you can see that this is the top right and this is the bottom left. These are going to become your long pieces. So you're going to keep them in that order. And what that means is that you're going to take the strand on the top right and bring it down to the bottom left. And then you're going to take the strand on the bottom left and bring it up to the top right on the right of that loop that you just made with that. And so with that, we need to fill up this stitch. So we need something that goes this way, over and under, which is the orange strand right here in front of us. Over and under. And we need something that goes down this way, which is our blue strand, which is right in front of us. Whatever strand you need is going to be right there waiting for you, which I love about lanyards. That's one thing that makes it easy even when you're doing hard stitches. You're going to bring that over and under. Make sure you don't bring it under any of your other loops or anything like that. If they get loose, pull them together so you can see what you're doing. Now we need something that goes this way, which is our purple. That's right there for us. Bring that over and under. Make sure it's not twisted. And now we need something else, which is our purple. Whatever strand you just brought over, the strand you bring over next is going to be the same color. So bring that over and under down this way. And make sure that's not twisting. Now finally, your last two pieces, you need something that goes this way. So that's your blue right there waiting for you. Move these out the way. Bring that over and under. And that is an open, like, end. So you're going to hold that down with your thumb, okay? And now you're going to put this in front. You're going to take your last strand. For me, that's orange. You're going to bring that over and under. Come on. There we go. And don't stick that through there. Just stick it down here. They're all on sides of each other. It's kind of wacky looking, but you can pull that together now. So that's your new stitch that you just made. And the blue doesn't look as tight because the blue, for some reason, is just thicker with this lace that I got. Right, so now your long piece. Like I said, they're all the same length, but I'm just calling it a long piece because that's how it's acting right now. That's the purpose it's serving. Now that our long pieces are in this configuration, top right and bottom left, we're going to reverse that. So now it's top left, bottom right. And you're going to take those strands on your lanyard that you have already, which mine are orange, and you're going to do just that. So now we're twisting the lanyard this direction. Just like this. And follow it accordingly. There's a strand here with a loop that needs something to go through it, and that's right down here, your purple, right underneath that. And you need something to come back this way right next to it, and of course you can see we have our green right here. You're going to bring that over and under. And it's okay if this gets loose, you can just pull it back together. We need a strand to go this way again, and we have our blue here. I'll get more in the middle, because I have a problem with that, I know. I've noticed. It's hard for me to stay in the middle sometimes, a lot of times. So hold that down so it doesn't come loose, because it is a loose end. You're going to bring the blue over and under. Whenever you reach your third strand that you need to bring over and under, the fourth one is going to be the same color, because that's how we start our stitch. We did our starting stitch with one color, both ends are touching each other, and then they spread out as you make the stitch. We need something to go this way, which is our green, of course. Just like that. And this is an open end, so hold your long piece. And you're going to take your final strand. For me, that's purple. Bring it over and under. And don't stick it in here or anything. keep it just going through one loop. And you're going to pull that all together. I'm just making sure my strands aren't twisting. Just like that. So this is what you should have so far. We're in the very, very baby stage of this, of course. So I'll do 2 more stitches for you to show you the pattern again. And then after that, I'm just going to finish it off camera. So now you see our long strand. You can see that the left strand is on the top and the right strand is on the bottom. So we're going to have to reverse that. So you're going to take the side strands that follow that opposite pattern, a top right and a bottom left, and you're going to do that. Bring that to the bottom left, but place it right over your strand of the same color, and take that bottom strand and bring that up to the top right. So you have a loop and a strand, or a loop and a strand. There we go. You're going to take, you need something to put through that loop, so we're going to take the strand right underneath this strand and bring that over and under it. Make sure it's not twisting. Now you just place something that way, you need something to go that way, and that's right next to the strand you just placed. You're going to bring that over and under. Now you need something to go this way again, and that's right next to the strand you just threaded, I guess you can say. You're going to bring that over and under. Just like that. And now we need the same color to go back this way. So you're going to bring that over and under. Now we need something to go this way again. So you take the strand right next to it, which is orange. And get it through there. And this is an open end, so you might want to hold that. Just like that. And your final piece is going to be the piece that you started with. And bring that over and under. And once again, make sure you're not sticking it through here, just straight through. All these strands just go through one loop. And we're going to pull that tight. Just making sure none of my strands are twisting. And there you go. That's your next stitch, and I'm going to show you this one last time. So you see our top strand is on the right and our bottom strand is on the left. We're going to reverse that, and you're going to use the side strands to do that. So here we have a top left and a bottom right. You're going to take your top left and bring it down to the bottom right, but make sure it's right above your other strand of the same color. You're going to bring that bottom strand and bring that to the top. And you need something to go through this new loop that you just made, and that's right under the strand that you have here. So bring that over and under. And now the strand that's right above that strand you just threaded, you can bring that over and under down this way. Now you need something, you're going to move this out of the way, so now you have something to thread that way. Over and under, just like that. And now this strand is going to be the same color as the previous strand that you just threaded. And you're going to bring that over and under this way. Now we need something to go this way. So you bring that over and under. And that's an open end, so hold that down. It's okay if it falls like this, just push it right over. And your last strand, which should be the strand that you started with, at the top here, and bring that over and under. Okay, so we just did 4 stitches. And you can see that the original pattern is back. This is the pattern that I started the lanyard in, if you haven't noticed. So yeah, that's your lanyard, that's your design. You're gonna keep on doing that until you're ready to finish up. It's also a good tip to think about your color pattern. Like, no matter how many stitches you do, there's going to be a symmetrical pattern here. So whenever you're threading one piece at the top, just know that you're going to thread the exact same color at the bottom. Whatever color you're doing second, you're going to do that second last, and whatever color you're doing in the middle, you're going to do the same color right after that. So yeah, think about that and pay attention to what you're doing while making this lanyard if you're new to it, and you'll get the pattern that you want from it. Right, here we go. So I'm done with the lanyard. This is the pattern that I have and that you should have. So now I'm ready to finish. And you're finishing this the same way we finish any other 3x1. I zoomed out a little because it was too close.
Probably hold it this way, so it's easier to keep in frame and to stick the strands through.
Now pull that tight, but not all the way. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take each strand and bring it around and through the spot in the middle. And there are 3 in total. 1, 2, 3.
I'll do this side next.
And you can pull all those strands tight. and you're going to cut the strands loose. You can toss those out. And there you have it. That's the chevron lanyard, a 3x1 design that we don't really see very often. I've only seen one video on it, well, two technically, but they're from the same channel. And I'll link that video in the description box below so you can see where I got it from, because I don't claim to invent any of these. If I do, I will say that. So yeah, that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.